Okay, I want to talk about doing a front carry with a toddler. So I would say almost always the most comfortable and the most convenient way to carry a toddler or a bigger child is going to be back carry. So I have a lot of information and tutorials on that, but sometimes you need or want a front carry, either because of the child's needs or for breastfeeding, or maybe they've hurt themselves and they need to be carried, or they're just overstimulated, tired, need to be cuddled. Sometimes you want that front cuddle. So I'm going to show you a great carry for a toddler front carry. It's supportive, and I'm also going to give you some tips on the easiest way to get your toddler into it, because these kids are heavy. By the time you've got a toddler, it can be a lot of work to do a front carry. That's another reason why back carries are so good with toddlers. It's hard to hold all of that toddler's weight while wrapping around you with one arm. That can be really tricky. So I'm going to show you a way with this carry that you don't have to do that. So what we're going to do is front double hammock carry. So this is a base size carry. Whatever wrap size you can do front wrap cross carry with your toddler, you should also be able to do front double hammock carry with. I'm finding the center of the wrap, and I'm going to put it at my back, and I'm going to spread it up to the level of my armpits, center of the wrap at the center of my back, and bring it under my arms to the front. All right, now I'm gathering up the bottom and sticking one between my knees so I can work with the other one. By the way, I am using a longer wrap. This is probably base plus one, so you'll see I have longer tails than you'll have if you use base size, but it should work fine with a base size wrap. Okay, so I put one end between my knees to hold it. I'm going to work with the other end coming around my front. I'm going to bring it across my front, and then I'm going to bring the bottom rail, so on this Atlantis wrap, it's the green rail, up to my shoulder. And then I can gather this all on my shoulder, and now the green is closest to my neck, goes through the blues, and the purple is farthest out on my shoulder. So now I'm going to reach behind me to bring this across my back, and I'm going to reach for the closest part, which is going to be the green, and pull it across my back and under my arm and gather it up. I always try to gather it up evenly. That's why you see me doing this move instead of just like, I don't want it twisted or anything. So I usually bring the top rail around and then just gather it up real quick and put it between my knees. And that is the first cross of the front double hammock carry. So now I put that between my knees. I took this one out from between my knees. This one we haven't done anything with yet. I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to spread it so the purple's coming straight across my chest from armpit to armpit. I've got the bottom green rail folding it up to my shoulder like that. And then I can reach behind, find that green rail, or if you don't have a gradation in your wrap, it's the rail that was the bottom on the front. Then you brought it up to your neck, so it's going to be the top rail on your back. And bring it up to spread wide across your back, and then I'm just going to gather it up real quick, same way, and bring it to the front. So now let me actually pull that one a little tighter. Okay. Now you can tie a single knot here, and we'll change it to a double knot after we've got toddler loaded in and everything adjusted. So how you should have it is if you have a gradation, you can tell more easily, but the top rail on my back that came from armpit to armpit here, that should be the top rail of this pass and the one underneath here. So it's the top on both sides, here and here, and then you have a twist right under your shoulder so that the purple ends up on the outside. And I do want to reach under here and make sure it came all the way to the outside. Okay. The next step is to load your toddler in. So to do that, I really do want to make sure that I get enough room in these passes. So I'm pulling them, I'm going to pull my knot up a little, and then I can pull down at the shoulders so I have plenty of room in these passes to fit a big toddler in. That's probably a little more room than I need, so let me tighten it up a little. All right, I think that'll be plenty of room. Again, purple is the top here. And I'm going to put these over my toddler's head. It would be very hard with a big toddler to get him up over my shoulder far enough to load him into this. So instead, I'm going to put the passes over my toddler's head. Now, even for that maneuver, the toddler is going to be very heavy. If you pick them up, you can totally do this. Pick your toddler up and bring this over their head. But that's going to be a lot more work because you're having to heft all that weight while you're doing it. So if you're at home or anywhere where you can have the toddler sitting on a bed or a couch or a bench or something, or standing, my toddler won't stand, but if your toddler can stand on something or stand on the floor, you can even crouch down to do this. So because I have a toddler doll who's not going to stand, I'm going to have my toddler sitting on the bed at a level that I can get her in. And I'm going to put her in by finding out which one of these is underneath, closest to my body. So that's this one, right? This one comes on top. So this is the one that's closest to my body, and that's the one I want to put my toddler in first. Give myself a little more room. Okay, this one. So I'm going to just move this one out of the way. I'm going to make sure I have my top rail here. It's the top coming around from the back, and it's the outside on the shoulder. And I'm going to put this over my toddler. Now I'll heft toddler up so I can pull this down to the knees. Now the wrap is really helping me hold my toddler while I continue. So that is going to make a huge difference. That said, I don't really want to let all of toddler's weight sink down on this and tighten this one. So I am still supporting my toddler's weight, but it's going to be a lot easier both because I have the wrap helping support the weight and because I don't have to keep my toddler from leaning back. Like the wrap is also helping hold the toddler against me at this point. So both of those things. And I'm taking the bottom rail to both knees, which again is going to really help hold toddler's weight compared to if you just have it shallow like this and the legs are hanging down. We need to make the seat anyway, but it's also going to help you at this point make the toddler feel a lot lighter. So bring that all the way to the knees, and I'm still holding some of my toddler's weight. And now I can put the second pass over. So don't know that I gave myself enough length. Let's make sure I have enough length. Again, I want to make sure I have the top pass here. This is going to be easier if you have a different color striped wrap or gradation, so you can tell that you have the right rail of the wrap on top. So now this is going to go over my baby's head as well, my toddler's head. Pull it over the head, and then we can pull the bottom, the greens, down. I'm pushing baby or a toddler up so I can pull this down over to my toddler. And this is tighter than I would want it to be. I thought I was overestimating how much slack I needed to get this toddler in, but like I'm telling you, these toddlers are tall. They're big. All right, so if you need to here, if you can't get it over your toddler because it's too tight, you just loosen your knot some. And this slack around here comes up to the shoulder and into this pass we're spreading. So then you'll be able to pull it down better like that. And now we have the two passes around the toddler. All right, now even though we're not done, I'm just making a note. Even though this carry has two passes around toddler compared to a front wrap cross carry that has 3 passes around toddler, this one is going to feel less shoulder heavy and more supportive. So that's why I picked this one to show you. But it won't yet because we haven't adjusted it. So let's get to adjusting. So this is still a single knot. And now that my heavy toddler's weight is on it, that really locks it into place so it's not slipping or anything. It'll hold while we adjust it. So the first thing I want to do is find the top purple rail coming under both my arms, that was the first layer on my back that's spread wide across my back, going straight across from armpit to armpit. The fact that layer is spread wide is really going to help keep this comfortable. So I'm just going like this back and forth so that if it had been sagging down in the back, I can pull it up, make sure it's high on my back. Next thing I want to do with this is pull all the slack in it. I really want to get it on the top layer of wrap because that's going to be a lot easier to tighten than if I get it into this layer and I have to tighten it underneath the other layer. So as I'm doing that, I'm going to kind of let all the slack go that way across to this side, pulling it out so it's in the top layer. All right, let's reach under here now. I'm finding the bottom layer, the bottom green rail. I don't want my toddler's knee drooping down because toddlers are so much heavier when their knees are drooping down. So I'm pulling that all the way to the knee pit. So that's this bottom layer. This is the second layer. I'm going to pull that one there as well. I'm going to check the other side. So the first layer is all the way to the knee pit, and I want this one to come all the way there as well. Okay, so let's tighten the first layer over baby first. And you can see, I think you can tell the top layer is here, so we're looking under it at the first layer. You can do this arms out or arms in, by the way. Okay, so I'm pulling the slack in the top out to the shoulder. And I'm gonna undo this single knot by pulling on the two sides. Single knot's easy to undo, which is one reason why it's so helpful for these kinds of carries. And I'm gonna take this, it's trapped under my toddler's leg. I'm gonna take it over so it'll be easier to tighten, because my toddler's leg here, it kind of pinches in, helps hold it, which is great until you want to work the slack through. So then I'm bringing it over. Now, the top rail coming around my waist is the same as on my shoulder. It's the green is the top. Okay, so I'm going to tighten and go down this and tighten some more. Go down a few more inches, tighten some more, and keep moving down. And I'm shrugging my shoulder back, rolling it forward, up, and back as I pull. And that helps. That way my shoulder is helping to take the slack from my shoulder, work it back behind me where it's easier for me to then pull out over here. So I'm getting this pass over my baby snug. And when I'm happy with that, I'm going to keep it over my baby's leg now and put it between my knees and take this one out. And now we can work on this top pass, which, as you can see, the top rail is doing nothing right now. It's just hanging down. So let's go ahead and make sure to pull all the slack again from behind my back on this top rail. And it's coming here, and I'm pulling it out at the shoulder under the flip. And now I can pull it around, see, to here. So the slack came this way, down my back to there. Okay, so I got that top rail much snugger now. But I do want to make sure that pass behind my back, that first horizontal pass, doesn't have slack in it. So I'm going to check and pull any slack through and to the pass that's on top of my baby. So there's some slack here in these blues. See how you can visually see the slack? And since I have a gradation, my wrap is a gradation, I can tell what color it needs tightening. When I'm pulling around over here, it's the blues. That's what's going to get the slack. But if the slack's right here, it might not come out when I pull over here. So I do need to work that slack from my back to the pass over baby, across baby, and then I put it under this bunch here. So my finger's on top, my thumb underneath, I grab it and go like that. So the slack comes out. The slack in the blues is over here now. I moved it under the bunch. And now I should be able to get it from over here. So I'm grabbing the blues and tightening. And a few inches down, a few inches up. Just tightening everything I can find. Okay, now let me sort out this shoulder better. I don't want it coming all the way down my arm. I want it just kept a little bit over my shoulder. I'm going to have most of it on top of my shoulder. This green obviously needs to be tightened, so I pull that there. And now I'm going strand by strand through here. But you can look on my shoulder as I'm shrugging it back, and it should get nice and tightened on your shoulder with just that purple cap coming a little bit over my shoulder. And I can adjust these afterwards because as I'm moving my arm, it can push it up again. Okay, so once you have both passes tightened and that middle first pass on your back, all the slack out of that, you're going to have something really supportive going on here. And that's because you have 3 passes that are spread wide on your back. And taking a lot of baby's weight, and the wrap coming around your side is really going to take a lot of the weight without it all feeling like it's on your shoulders. So now you have these 2 ends, bring them over baby's legs and tie a double knot. And I have a long wrap, so if I wanted, I could cross here and then bring them under the second time and tie the double knot in back. But if you're using your base size wrap, you may just be tying a double knot under your toddler's bottom, and you are good to go. So yes, I have toddler face up in my face. That is going to get unavoidable as your toddler's torso grows taller. if you want to have them in a front carry, because if you have them hanging down lower, it's going to not be as supportive as if you have them right against you. And as their face grows up taller, it will get in your face. Another reason why back carries are more convenient. But if I'm at an older sibling's baseball game and I have my toddler with me and they're tired or cranky or it's hot or whatever, they might just need a front cuddle, and it is okay to have them in your face as long as it's working for you. So that's one situation when you might like a carry like this. Let me know what you think, you guys. Do you ever front carry your toddler, or do you think it will be useful to be able to front carry your toddler? I hope you will give this a try, but let me know in the comments down below. If you're watching this in replay, go ahead and give me #replay in the comments so I know you're watching. If you want to know about how to back wrap your toddler or your baby of any age, I am I'm gearing up for my back wrap challenge again, where I help you practice the steps that will lead to safe back carrying. So you can get your first back carry safely without it feeling scary. It's a fantastic challenge. We get fantastic results every time. So let me know if you want the link well, for now, the link to get on the waiting list. So I'll let you know when I do the back wrap challenge. Let me know in the comments. You can just comment back and I'll send you the link. Or if you're watching this later on YouTube, I'll try to put a link in the description down below. Let's see. Holly says, going to try this later. Great. Holly, I hope you'll come back and let me know how it works for you and if you need any help or troubleshooting. Cassandra says, very useful. I want to start wearing him again for his comfort. Oh, beautiful. Yes, let me know how it goes for you if you need any help. And Squinkly Dinkle, I front carried my 19-month-old today. She didn't nap at nursery and fell asleep breastfeeding on the bus home, so wrapped around her. Well, that is beautiful. And yeah, wrap is such a good combination with public transportation. So much easier than a stroller. Plus you get the breastfeeding and the nap in. So I'm glad you had that. All right. Any other questions? Put them in the comments. Anything you want to know? Okay. Colleen is saying, I love this, but my wrap is like a base -2. There are carries you can do with a base -2. So I would suggest front reinforced torso sling is a really great one that's going to be similarly having your torso and full torso muscles supporting your toddler's weight, so it's not all on your shoulders. Definitely check that one out. That's a base -2 carry. And you can load your baby in it similarly to this, where you bring the layers up and put it over baby's head, the inner layer first and then the second layer. So I suggest, you can watch that part of this video again and then try that with front reinforced torso sling. All right, until the next time, you guys, thanks for being here and happy wrapping.